Have you ever stumbled in a conversation, searching for just the right word to express yourself? Good vocabulary is not just about impressing others. It's about empowering your speech, making your communication clearer, richer, and more engaging. Words are the tools we use to shape our thoughts and share our ideas with the world. Words can enhance your everyday interactions and can elevate your speech. Are you ready for a vocabulary test? If you know all the words in this video, then your English is truly amazing. If you know at least 10, you're still doing well. We'll start with a little easier at first to set the pace, and gradually we move forward with more advanced words. All these words add a layer of sophistication to everyday talks. Now this is what I want you to do. If you're watching this video right now and you've got some time, let's start with doing this. I want you to have a pen and paper in your hand. Keep noting down words that you don't know, and you can paste that piece of paper next to your table or your cupboard. This way you'll be seeing those words every day, and subconsciously you'll start using them without even realizing it. Let's just dive into it now. In quest of making this video even more meaningful, there's a small 10-question quiz towards the end of the video from the words that we'll be talking about in this video today. Make sure you take it and share your score in the comments below. Let's start with the first one, intriguing. This is a very good word and you must use this in your everyday conversations to sound classy. Intriguing is an adjective. Adjectives are words that describe nouns. What are nouns? Let me quickly refresh your memory. A word that identifies a person, place, thing, or idea. For example, Alina is a noun, okay? Girl is a noun, all right? Honesty is a noun. These are all names of a certain either person, either place. So, Delhi is a noun. Person, place, thing, or idea. Like a blue cat. So, cat is the noun in blue cat, and color blue is adjective. I use this example to make it stick in your memory for its weirdness. Intriguing is used to describe something that is fascinating, okay? Awesome, outstanding, something that fascinates you, interests you. It suggests something that sparks your attention due to its mysterious, puzzling, or suspenseful nature. Intriguing works well in both formal and informal settings. That's the best part. It adds a sophisticated touch to casual conversations. Intriguing can be used in place of interesting. Remember that. So next time you have to call something interesting, just simply say, I'm intrigued by it. Or, this is really intriguing for me. Okay? Here are some examples. We had an intriguing conversation about the future of artificial intelligence. The local tour guide shared intriguing stories about the city's rich history. Next word, nuance. Nuance is a noun that refers to the small differences in meaning, expression, or feeling that can add depth and complexity to something. Okay, I know this might not be very clear. Let me take it further and you'll understand. Nuance is often used when discussing language, art, emotions, or social interactions. The word nuance can be used in place of phrases like subtle difference. There is a subtle difference between the two shades of blue. Now you can use the word nuance here. I'll take you to the examples in just a moment. It highlights the importance of considering the small things that can be easily missed. Here are the examples. The artist captured the nuances of light and shadow in his portrait. Mastering the nuances of a new language takes time and practice. Next one on the list is fatigued. It's an adjective that means to be extremely tired and exhausted. Fatigue can be used in various situations to describe exhaustion caused by physical activity, mental stress, lack of sleep, or even illness. Here are some examples. The flu left her feeling weak and fatigued. The constant deadlines and workload left him feeling fatigued. Now we'll move towards a little more advanced words, so fasten your seatbelts. Ephemeral. Ephemeral is an adjective that means lasting for a very short time or short-lived. It describes something that exists for a brief period and then disappears. It emphasizes the temporary nature of something beautiful or precious. It's a poetic word. It's used in beautiful settings. Here are some examples. Fashion trends can be ephemeral, changing season to season. The morning dew on the grass is an ephemeral beauty that disappears with the rising sun. Got it? Moving on to the next one. Skeptical. This is a very easy word to use in everyday usage. You must learn this. It means doubting the truth or value of something. It suggests a lack of complete belief or a need for evidence before accepting something as true. Skeptical can be used in various situations, from describing someone who questions authority to someone who doubts the effectiveness of a new product. Like you could be skeptical about your new boss or that new person that you date for their intentions. You could be skeptical about their intentions. Here are some examples. I'm skeptical about the brand's claim to be 100% efficient. I'm skeptical about the idea of ghost, but I'm open to hearing more about your experiences. Okay, moving on. Gimmicky. You must have heard of this word on Shark Tank. A gimmicky thing is something that uses a flashy or unusual trick or feature to attract attention, but it often lacks real substance or value. So it's flashy, but it's not probably very honest, okay, in the way it is presented. It suggests something that is more focused on being eye-catching than being useful or well-made. It is used in a negative light. So gimmicky is a negative word, okay? Gimmicky is often used to describe products, marketing campaigns, or even ideas that appeal to grab attention, but may not hold over time, okay, because of their falsehood. Here are some examples. iPhone's new advertising campaign felt too gimmicky and insincere. Literally never. That cannot happen. I really believe in iPhones. They've got the best ads. Okay, next one. The new phone has a lot of gimmicky features I'll never use, like a built-in projector. Who uses a projector in phone? Next word, pragmatic. It is concerned with practical matters or the actual use of something. It describes something that focuses on what works best in a real world situation rather than on ideals or theories. Pragmatic can mostly be used in place of the word practical in most scenarios. However, in some cases you can't. Like, she wore practical shoes for the hike. Now you cannot use the word pragmatic here. She wore pragmatic shoes for the hike. This will sound really out of place. Okay. So mostly pragmatic can be used in place of practical, but at some places it may not be a nice replacement. In this context, practical describes the suitability and functionality of the shoes for hiking. Pragmatic does not make sense here, as it typically refers to an approach or attitude rather than physical items. So when it comes to physical items, we will still resort to using the word practical instead of pragmatic. Okay. You use pragmatic when you're talking about ideas, when you're talking about approach. All right. Here are some examples for you. The company adopted a pragmatic approach to marketing, focusing on strategies that delivered results. Her pragmatic mindset helped in crisis management. She made a pragmatic decision to take the job offer even though it wasn't her dream career. Okay. Next one. Frugal. Very good word. Must learn it. It's an adjective that means careful in the use of money or resources. Somebody who's really good with money. Somebody who's really good with management of resources. Wise. It describes someone who avoids waste and makes the most of what they have. It is not a negative word. So frugal might sound like a negative word, but it is not. Frugal is a positive word. It means someone is economical in spending money. While some may perceive it as a positive trait, indicating wise management of resources, while others may see it slightly negative if they interpret it as being overly stingy. Stingy means conjuice, okay? So, depends from person to person. However, frugal in itself is a positive word. If you want to say that I'm economical in my ways, then you could just simply say I'm frugal. Okay, here are some examples. A frugal shopper who always looks for discounts. She leads a frugal life, focusing on experiences over material possessions. Next word is flabbergasted. It's an amazing word. Feeling of intense shock, surprise, or wonder. Utterly astonished. That is what flabbergasted means, okay? Flabbergasted can be used in various situations to describe a strong reaction to something surprising or an unbelievable news or event, okay? This word might sound a bit strong, but is not a negative word. I was flabbergasted by the incredible news. Okay, so you're happy and you're flabbergasted. You're shocked at the same time. Happy plus surprised. A word for surprised in a negative way is appalled. So if you are surprised, or rather, let's say you're shocked, and it's something negative that you're looking at, then you'll say, I'm appalled. Flabbergasted, on the other hand, is more suitable for positive situations. She was appalled to hear the sad news about her brother's accident. Now, here's one example for flabbergasted. She was flabbergasted to learn she had won the lottery. You get it. Moving on. Impeccable. Impeccable is one of my new favorite words these days. I'm using it a lot, I've realized. Okay, so impeccable describes something as flawless, perfect. Impeccable can be used in various situations to emphasize the exceptional quality of something. Here are some examples. She possesses impeccable violin playing skills. Mercedes maintains an impeccable reputation for customer service. And by the way, I urge you to notice the pronunciation of these 3 E's in Mercedes. They are all pronounced different. Mercedes. All 3 E's are pronounced differently in this word. Okay, moving on. Next one is eccentric. It is both an adjective and a noun. It describes someone or something that behaves in a way that is unusual, unconventional, different. Okay? Eccentric can be used to describe people's strange behaviors. It may not always be negative. It can have a positive or a negative connotation depending on the way you use the word. Okay, so eccentric can be positive also. It could be negative. Here are some examples. Karan Johar's eccentric style of dressing makes him stand out in the crowd. It is true, right? You can relate with this word now. She has an eccentric personality. Her thoughts are unpredictable. Okay, next one. Contemplate. Contemplate means to think about something carefully for a long time, to consider all the aspects of something before making a decision. It indicates a thoughtful process of decision making. Okay, next one. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful word. Sanguine. And the meaning is also amazing. It describes someone who has a positive outlook and believes things will turn out well. To summarize, confidently optimistic. On a side note, it is also the name of a type of red color. Yeah, so there are sanguine paintings. You can check it out. Here are some examples. Despite the setbacks, she remained sanguine about her marriage success. Indians were sanguine about their chances of winning the World Cup. Next is transcent, to go beyond the limits of something, to exceed. That is where you use transcent. For example, an artist might transcend conventional boundaries with their work. Here are some examples. Her performance transcended all expectations. So performance exceeded all expectations. That is where you can say transcended all expectations. Music has the power to transcend language barriers. We all know that. Nonchalant. What a beautiful word. Appearing casually calm and relaxed. Not displaying any anxiety or interest. So you use it in reference to a person, okay? You may even use it for animals, I guess, but I never really witnessed it to be used for an animal. Okay, you can be nonchalant or just pretend to be. So it may actually be true or you may just pretend to be nonchalant. For example, someone might act nonchalant in a stressful situation to appear confident. Okay, I have an interview, I'm very nervous, I want the job, but I'm pretending to be nonchalant. Alright, here are some examples to get the word. He was late, but he walked into the meeting with a nonchalant attitude. The pilot remained nonchalant as he calmly navigated through the turbulent weather. Despite the tense situation of the hijacking, the pilot remained nonchalant to keep everyone at peace. Get the understanding? Okay, moving on. Sabotage. This is a very commonly used word these days. I've seen it being used on TV shows and news, on Instagram Reels and everywhere. So you better learn it. Sabotage means to intentionally damage or destroy something, to obstruct a particular activity. You're trying to obstruct something. Obstruct means obstruction. You're trying to delay or trying to stop something from happening. So you intentionally damage or destroy something. For example, a competitor might have sabotaged his race car to win the race. Okay, here are some more examples. The project was sabotaged when someone leaked confidential information to the media. Next word on the list is, again, very beautiful word. I happened to discover this just lately. Anyway, moving on. Facile. Facile means appearing neat by ignoring the true complexities of an issue. So something that is superficial on the face of it may not be true inside. It can also mean effortless. So the two meanings are actually very different from each other, but you can use this word in both the settings. You can use it for superficial and you can use it for effortless. So effortless, I would say that instead of using easy, you can use the word facile. For example, a facile explanation might oversimplify a complex problem. Okay, some more examples. The politician's facile remarks. So here, the word facile is standing for the word superficial. The politician's facile remarks fail to address the complexities of the economic crisis. Now here's one sentence with neutral or positive connotation. She has a facile understanding of the language. Next is facade. Again, a very commonly used word. I hope you know this one. The face of a building, especially the front, something like this. Yes, metaphorically, it means an outward appearance that is maintained to hide a less pleasant reality. So inside I'm somebody else, but outwardly I show myself to be very cheerful and nice. That is when I'm carrying a facade. Okay, I'm carrying a facade to hide my reality. For example, someone might maintain a cheerful facade to hide their true feelings, like I just told you. A few more examples. He put up a brave facade to hide his nervousness before making the big presentation. Despite his cheerful facade, he was struggling with deep personal issues. So facade is not just a bad word, a negative word. It is very well used with a positive connotation also. So it could be negative, it could be positive. Use it wisely. The facade of the office building looks rather simple. Let's add some graffiti to make it more vibrant. Now, this word, graffiti, it has more or less two pronunciations. You call it graffiti, and then there is an Indian pronunciation which is also acceptable, which is graffiti. Okay, so graffiti is Indian and graffiti is American or British. So that was all in the video. Now I've got a quiz for you. You have to take this quiz with me, and after completing the quiz, tell me your score right there down below in the comment section. Tell me your score out of 10, and we'll find out more in the upcoming videos. Very excited to see you there. Bye-bye.